Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to this evening's Satsangh. We are going to commence with some purificatory mantras and the lighting of lamp. If you have those facilities and you want to do them, then you may join in. Others can put your hands together and focus on Bhagwan. Sprinkle water on yourselves and on the seat around you. Om pavitraha pavitro va sarvavastangato va yah smaret pundari kaksham savayapyantraha shuchihi. Sip water in the palm of your right hand 3 times, doing Hari Smaran, thinking of Bhagwan. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Now rinse your hands. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. If you have a kus ring, you may put it on the right hand ring finger of your hand. Om Pavitresto Vaishnavyo Saviturvah Prasavaut Punamya Chidrena Pavitrena Suryasya Rashmabhi Tasyate Pavitra Pate Pavitra Putasya Yatakamaha Puneta Chikeyam. Using thumb of your right hand, apply chandan to your forehead, starting at the top of your nose and moving upwards onto your forehead. Om Chandanam Vandyate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Mahapadam Harate Nityam Lakshmir Vasati Sarvadham. You may now light your house lamp if you have not done so. If you have already lit it, you may offer a flower or a few grains of rice. Om Bodhipa Tvam Brahmarupa Andhakara Nivaraka Imam Maya Kritam Pujang Grihastejo Pravardhaya. Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle a drop of water onto the earth. Om Prithvi Tvaya Dhrita Loka Devi Tam Vishnu Nadrita Tvancha Dharyaman Devi Pavitrang Kuru Chasanam. We are now going to commence with Ved Mantra. Powerful mantras for your benefit. If you are following these and wish to chant, it is on page 25 of the Sri Lakshmi Narayan Puja Havan or Satsang book. Alternatively, put your hands together and focus your mind on Bhagwan. Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murtihi, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripam. Om Swastina Indro Vridhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starakshorarishtanemi Swastino Vrihaspatir Dadatu Om Payah Prithivyam Paya Oshadishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payodaha Payasvati Pradishaha Santo Mayam. Om Vishnu Raratamasi Vishnu Snaptresto Vishnu Syurasi Vishnu Dhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetvam. Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Ditya Devata Marato Devata Vishwe Deva Devata Vrihaspatir Devatindro Devata Varuno Devata. Om Yaho Shandirantarikshavam Shanti Prithivi Shantirapah Shantiroshadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishvedevah Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagung Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितरदुरितानि परासुवा यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुवा ॐ मानो भद्रः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दब्धासो अपरीतास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमिद्वृधेय सन्न प्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे ॐ देवानां भद्रा सुमतिर्जूयतां देवानागुंरातिरभिनो निवर्ततां देवानां गुं सख्यमुपसेदिमावयन् देवान आयुः प्रतिरन्तो जीवसे ॐ तान् पूर्वया निविदाहुमहे वयं भगं मित्रम् अदितिं दक्षमस्त्रिधम् अरयमणं वरुणगुं सोममश्विना सरस्वतिनः सुभगामयस्करात् ॐ तन्नो वातो मयुर्भुवातु भेषजन्तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिताद्योः तद्घ्रावाणः सोमसुतो मयुर्भुवस्तदश्विना शिनुतन्देष्ण्यायुवम् ॐ तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तुषस्पतिन्द्रियञ्जनवमवसेहुमहि वयम् पूषानो यथा वेद सामसद्वृदे रक्षिता पायुरधब्दः स्वस्तये ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृधश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ वृषदश्वा मरुतः प्रेष्णीमातरः शुभं याभानो विदतेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वा मनवः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षैर्भिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षवीर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवाग्वं संस्तनूभिर्व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शतमिन्नो शरदो अन्ति देवा यत्रा नश्चक्राजरसन्तनूनां पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्याह्निशितायुरगन्तोः ॐ अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षम् अदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातम् अदितिर्जनित्वम् ॐ ह्रीचं वाचं प्रपद्ये मनो यजुः प्रपद्ये साम प्राणं प्रपद्ये चक्षुः श्रोत्रं प्रपद्ये वागौजः सहोजो मही प्राणापानो ॐ तं पत्नीभिरनुगच्छेम देवाः पुत्रैर्भ्रातृभिरुतवा हिरण्यः नाकं गृभणानः सुकृतस्य लोके तृतीये पृष्ठे अधिरोचने दिवः ॐ आयुष्यं वर्चस्य गुम्राय स्पोषमोद्भिदम् इदगुं हिरण्यं वर्चस्व जैत्राय विशतादुमाम् ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ यतो यतः समीहसे तथो नो अभयं कुरु शन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः सुशान्तिर्भवतु ॐ हेरम्ब तुमे येहि अम्बिका त्रयम्बकात्मज सिद्धि बुद्धिपते त्रयक्ष लक्षलाभ पितु पितः नागास्य नागहारत्वं गणराज चतुर्भुज भूषितः स्वायुधैर्दिव्यै पाशाङ्कुश परश्वधे आवाहयामि पूजार्थं रक्षार्थं च ममाकृतः इहागत्य गृहाणात्वं पूजां क्रतुं च रक्ष मे। ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। ॐ अञ्जनीगर्भसम्भूतं कपीन्द्रं सचिवोत्तमं रामप्रियं नमस्तुभ्यं हनुमान् रक्ष सर्वदा। ॐ ध्याये राजानुबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं बद्धपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासोवसानं नवकमलादलस्पर्धिनेत्रं प्रसन्नं वामाङ्कारूढ सीतामुखकमलमिल्ललोचनं नीरधावं ध्यानालङ्कारदीप्तं दततमुर्जटा मण्डलं रामचन्द्रम्। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदाक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थितः तत्कृतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुमभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे वहन्तं नागपाशाञ्चकण्ठां डमरुकसहितं आङ्कुशं वामभागे नानालङ्कारदीप्तं स्फटिकमणिनिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। ॐ या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा। ॐ लक्ष्मी क्षीरसमुद्रराजतनयां श्रीरङ्गधामेश्वरीं दासीभूतसमस्तदेववनितां लोकैकदीपान्पुरां श्रीमन्मण्डकटाक्षलब्धविभव ब्रह्मेन्द्र गंगाधरां तां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रियाम्। ओम सीताराम पवनसुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय। We now have bhajans and Chalisa.
वंशी शोभितकरमधुरा नीलजलदतनश्याम अरुणयधर जनुबिम्बफला नयनकमलयभिराम पूर्ण इन्द्र अरविन्दमुखा पीताम्बर शुभसाज जय मनमोहन मदन छवि कृष्णचन्द्र महाराज। जय दुनन्दन जय जगवन्दन जय वसुदेव देवकी नन्दन जय यशोदासुत नंद दुलारे जय प्रभु भक्तन के मृग तारे। जय नट नागर नाथ नाथैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया धेनु चरैया। पुनि नख पर प्रभु गिरिवर धारो, आओ दीनन कष्ट निवारो। बंशी मधुरय धर धरि तेरी, होवे पूर्ण विनय यह मेरी। आओ हरि पुनि माखन चाको, आज लाज भारत की राखो। गोल कपोल चिबुक अरुणारे, मृदु मुस्कान मोहिनी डारे। रंजित राजीव नयन विशाला, मोर मुकुट वैजंती माला। कुंडल श्रवण पित पट आछे, कटि किंकनी काचन काछे। नीलज लज सुंदर तनु सोहे, छवि लखी सुर नर मुनि मन मोहे। मस्तक तिलक यालक घुंघराले, आओ कृष्ण बांसुरी वाले। कृपया पान पुतन ही तारियो, आका बका कागा सुर मारियो। मधुवन जलत अग्नि जप ज्वाला, भय शीतल लखितहि नंद लाला। सुरपति जब ब्रज चरयो रिसाई, मूसर धार वारी बरसाई। लगत लगत ब्रज चन बहायो, गोवर्धन नख भारी बचायो। लखी यशोदामन भ्रमय दिखाई, मुख में 14 भुवन दिखाई। दुष्ट कंस यति उधम मचायो, कोटि कमल जब फूल मंगायो। नाथि काली यहीं तब तुम लीन है, चरण छिण दय निर्भय कीन है। करि गोपिन संग रास विलासा, सबके पूरन करि अभिलाषा। केतिक माया सुर सनार्यो, कंसई केस पकड़ी जय मारियो। मात पिता की बंदी छुड़ाई, उग्रसेन का राज दिलाई। मही से मृतक चाहो सुत लायो, मातु देव की शोक मिटायो। भौमासुर मुर दैत्य संहारी, लाए 18 सहस कुमारी। दैविनी तृण क्षीर सहारा, जरा सिंधु राक्षस का मारा। असुर बकासुर यादिक मारियो, भक्तन के तब कष्ट निवार्यो। दीन सुदामा के दुख तारियो, तंदुल 3 मुट्ठी मुख डारियो। प्रेम के साग विदुर घर मांगे, दुर्योधन के नेवा त्यागे। लखी प्रेम की महिमा भारी, ऐसे श्याम दीन हितकारी। भारत के पारत रथ आके, लिए चक्र कर नहीं बलता के। निज गीता के ज्ञान सुनाए, भक्तन हृदय सुधा वर्षाए। मीरा थी ऐसी मत वाली, विष पी गई बजा कर ताली। राणा भेजा सांप पिटारी, शालिग्राम बने बनवारी। निज माया तुम विद्धि दिखायो, पुरते संशय सकल मिटायो। तब शत निंदा करी तत्काला, जीवन मुक्त भयो शिशुपाला। जब ही द्रौपदी टेर लगाई, दीनानाथ लाज अब जाई। तुरत ही बसन बने नंद लाला, बढ़े चिड़ भय अरे मुँह काला। आसनाथ के नाथ कन्हैया, डूबत भंवर बचावत नैया। सुंदर दास आस उरधारी, दया दृष्टि की जय बनवारी। नाथ सकल मम कुमति निवारो, क्षमहु बेगी अपराध हमारो। खोलो पट अब दर्शन दीजय, बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया की जय। यह चालीसा कृष्ण का पाठ करे उरधारी, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि फल लहै पदारथ चारी। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं, रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम्। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं, रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम्। रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम्, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, देर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नाचाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
Jai Shri Krishna. We're now going to have Gita Path, and the verse that we are looking at today is verse number 40 of chapter 3. So first, let us recite the verse, and thereafter we will try to make sense of the verse. Indriyani mano buddhir asyadishtanam uchyate eter vimohayat yesha jnanamavritya dehinam. I'm going to repeat the verse.
Indriyani mano buddhir asya adhishthanam uchyate eter vimohayat yesha jnanamavritya dehinam. I'm going to read it for the third time now. Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhishtanamuchyate etervimohayatyesha jnanamavritya dehinam. So, before we look at what this verse means for us and what we can extract from it, let us look at the individual words that are used in this verse and in a way contribute to increasing our understanding of Sanskrit. So the word Indriyani, Indriya refers to the senses. So the word Indriya refers to senses. It's used here as Indriyani because it has undergone a change according to the function that it performs in the sentence. So Indriyani here is the senses. Mano. Mano means, man means mind. Buddhir, buddhi means intellect. So the first three words refer to Indriya, the senses, mana, which is the mind, and buddhi, which is intellect. Asya. The word asya means its. ITS, it. Adhishthanam means seated, to be seated. Adhisthana. Uchyate means it is declared. It has been declared. Then in the next line it says etair. Etaiha means through these. So etaiha means through these. So vimoha, vimohoyati. So vimohayati means deludes. It confuses. Esha means it. Jnanam means the light of truth. Actually, the word jnanam means the light of truth, and avritya means it screens, it blocks out the light of truth. Dehinam, dehinam refers to the embodied soul, to the soul that is within the body. So, if we look at this verse in its entirety now, Sri Krishna Bhagwan says that the senses, the mind, and the intellect are declared to be its seat. Now, what does its refer to? It refers to desire. And how do we know that it refers to desire? It's because this is a continuation of the previous verse, which in the 39th verse, Sri Krishna Bhagwan said that it is desire which is the eternal enemy of human beings. So therefore, in this verse here, when he says that the senses, the mind, and the intellect are declared to be its seat, it refers to desires. Screening the light of truth through these. And what does those desires do? It screens the light of truth. In other words, it blocks out what the truth really is. And it again refers to desire, deludes the embodied soul. It confuses the embodied soul. It actually takes the embodied soul onto the incorrect path. So, in the 39th verse, Sri Krishna Bhagwan tells us that desire is the eternal enemy of human beings. So, in other words, the reason why many of us find it difficult to remain steadfast on the path of spirituality is because of the desires that take over our souls, that take over us. that control us. And because it controls us and it forces us to deviate from the path of spirituality, then Krishna Bhagwan says that this is an eternal enemy of human beings. And he also alerts us to the fact that the truth is covered by desire. So what is preventing us from understanding the truth? And I'm using the word truth with the capital letter T. See, Satya refers to God. Satyanarayan Katha is called that. It's called Satyanarayan Katha because God is Satya. Narayan is Satya. See, we are all striving to answer one question in life. And that question is, what is truth? And we try to answer this question within this material world. So we think truth is the house that we own. We think that truth is the family that we have. We think that truth is the cars that we own. So if these are indeed the truth, then why are we still dissatisfied? How is it that after owning a house, I still have a desire to live in a better place? So how can the house then be the truth? If after attaining it, I still want another house? If the car which I have is the truth, how is it that I still desire to have another car? Then the car can't be the truth. And so what scriptures are telling us is that ultimately there is only one truth, which will make us desire less, and that truth is God. So what prevents us from understanding God is desire, which actually is an impediment on the path of spirituality. And it is the path of spirituality that will take us to God. So the question then is, how do we kill this desire? How do we annihilate this desire? How do we completely remove this desire? So with a view to killing this desire, with a view to removing desires, in this verse 40, Sri Krishna Bhagwan reveals to us where the desire resides. Where does it live? And how it deludes the soul, how it derails the soul from its spiritual path. So that's what he's talking about in this verse here. And as I said, he's doing this because he wants us. We are all Arjun. We are all deluded. We are all confused like Arjun. So he wants all of us to succeed in killing off the desire. And but as long as we don't know where the enemy is, how are we going to kill off that enemy? So we have to know the location. Without knowing where the enemy resides, we will not be able to overcome that enemy, to kill off that enemy. So therefore, in this verse, he is saying to us that the desire resides where? He tells us desire resides in the indriya, in the senses, in the mana, in the mind, and in the buddhi, in the intellect. So, and what he's saying in this verse is that this desire forms a screen that blocks off the light of the truth. And it is this desire that deludes the embodied soul. It prevents the embodied soul from returning to its eternal abode. So the senses, the mind, and the intellect are the seat of desire. So desire sits on them, rests on them. And the person who wants to seek spiritual good must not waste any time in driving out this enemy. So we have to make every effort to drive out this enemy called desire. And when the verse says that the desire screams the light of truth. It means that desire obscures judgment. It prevents us from making the right decision. And it misleads us to believe that happiness lies in our senses. See, happiness cannot lie in the senses, because when I want to satisfy my taste, which is a sense, I eat something and I'm still not satisfied. I want something better. Is that not false happiness then? When I want to listen to some music or listen to something and it doesn't satisfy me, it in fact creates further desires in me. That can't be true happiness. That is false happiness. So this is what they mean by it screens the light of truth. It leads us to believe that the happiness which we are experiencing is the ultimate truth, whereas in fact it is not. So the intention of this verse is to show us that this enemy of human beings, desire, which, as I said, comes in the spiritual path, it takes hold of our senses, it takes hold of our mind, it takes hold of our intellect by tempting us with the ideas of false happiness. So we must understand where these desires lie, because only by knowing the location will we be able to work out a process to kill off, annihilate, totally remove this enemy called desire. Jai Sri Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram. We're going to commence this evening's Ramcharitmanas Katha by doing Ramayan Stuti. जो हो सुमिरत सिद्धि होय सीताराम, गणनायक करिबर बदन, करो अनुग्रह सोय सीताराम, बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सदन, मूक हो ही बाचाल सीताराम, पंगु चढ़हि गिरिबर गहन, जासु कृपा सुदयाल सीताराम, द्रवो सकल कलिमल दहन, नील सरोरुह श्याम सीताराम, तरुण अरुण बारिज नयन, करो सुमम उर्धाम सीताराम, सदा क्षीर सागर शयन, कुंद इंदु समदेह सीताराम, उमारमन करुणा अयन, जाहि दीन पर नेह सीताराम, करो कृपा मर्दन मयन, बंदो गुरु पद कंज सीताराम, कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि, महामोहतम पुंज सीताराम, जासु बचन रवि कर निकर, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। कथा आरंभ होत है, सुनो वीर हनुमान, हे रामा सुनो वीर हनुमान, आसन को प्रभु आइए, सिया सखा सहित भगवान, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। Today we are reciting Doha number 166 of the Balkand. हो यही विप्रबस कवन विधि, कहु कृपा करी सोहु, तुम तजिहि दीन दयाल निज, हितहु न देखहु कोहु, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। पतित जनों को करो पुनीता, हे राम सीता, हे राम सीता, सुनु नृप विविध जतन जग माही, कष्ट साध्य पुण्य होहि कि नाही, अहि एक अति सुगम उपाय तहा परंतु एक कठिनाई मम आधीन जुगुति नृपसोहि मोर जाब तब नगर न होही आजु लगे अरु जब ते भयहु काहू के गृह ग्राम न गयहु जो न जाहु तब होही अकाजू बना आही असमंजस आजो सुनि महिष बोले हो मृदु बानी नाथ निगम असी नीति भकानी बड़े स्नेह लघुन पर करही गिरि निज सिरनि सदा तृण धरही जलदि अगाध मोलि वह फेनु संतत धरनि धरत सिर रेनु पतित जनों को करो पुनीता हे राम सीता हे राम सीता हे राम सीता हे राम सीता जय श्री राम. The conversation is going on between this Kapata Muni, this fake Muni, and the Raja Pratapabhanu. And he is being drawn, the Raja is being drawn more and more into the clutches and the control of this fake Muni, this Kapata Muni. And he says to him, "Hey Brahman, किस प्रकार से वश में हो सकता है?" He's saying to the Kapat Muni, "Please tell me, by what method may I control the Brahmins?" So the first thing he has been told and he has established is that Brahmins generally act for the welfare of the world. And if you have them under your control, you are on your way to success. But I think we need to, first of all, set the record straight or understand this better. We should not intend to control anybody. We may choose to please the Brahmins who are assisting us to please God. We cannot and should not be trying to control somebody else, especially if we want to do this for material wealth. कृपा करके वह भी बताइए हे दीन दयालु. So the king certainly has some good qualities. He's approaching this Kapat Muni with a lot of respect. So he's asking nicely. And he describes him as Dina Dayalu. He says, "You are all merciful. Therefore, besides you, aap chhodkar aur kisi ko main apna hitu nahi dekta." I cannot see anybody who will help me besides you. I cannot see anybody else who knows how to help me besides you. And perhaps that is something that we need to focus on. While we all may have a guru or may be attached to a particular sect or organization or sampradaya, it does not mean that our learning and our thinking should only be limited to that sampradaya or that guru. Yes, we don't expect to have contradictions, but we all need to understand that the scriptures of Sanatana Dharma are endless and extremely vast. And if we limit ourselves in this way, we will be doing ourselves a disservice, because knowledge is freely available. We all have the right and the choice to decide what is good for us and what is not good for us. But Sanatana Dharma has always promoted free thinking, possibilities, and for that reason, we are called seekers. If we knew everything, we won't be called seekers. If we were meant to be limited, we will not be called seekers. We are seekers, and therefore we should be constantly learning. We have the right to listen, to understand, to process, and then decide what is good or not. We cannot simply take somebody's word that something is not good for us. We need to think about it and we need to research it. He says, "Hey Rajan, suno, sansar mein upay to bahut hai." He says to the king, listen, the methods of pleasing Brahmins are many in this world. पर वे कष्ट साध्य है और इस पर भी सिद्ध हो या न हो। एक उपाय बहुत सहज है, परंतु उसमें भी एक कठिनता है। Very, very smart. He says to him, listen, there are many methods in this world. Some are very, very difficult. And also, not all the methods we use will bear the right kind of fruit. We may not be successful unless we choose correctly. And I know of a very, very good method by which we may please these Brahmins, we may control them. But I also have one challenge, I have one difficulty with regards to following that path. And he says, "Hey Rajan, O king, वह युक्ति तो मेरे हाथ है, पर मेरा जाना तुम्हारे नगर में हो नहीं सकता." Ha, he says, what needs to be done lies within my hands. I know exactly what to do, and I know if I do it, you will be successful. But the difficulty I have, I cannot go to your city. जब से पैदा हुआ, तब से आज तक मैं किसी के घर अथवा गांव नहीं गया. He says, from the time I was born, I never entered any city or gaon or village. Okay. Now, if we think a little bit carefully, we all understand why he doesn't want to go, because he may be recognized by one of the people of the city as being an enemy of the king. So people who have underlying reasons not to be public in their teachings, etc., we must ask ourselves why. What is it that you have to hide, that you have to be so secretive about it? And why should we be consulting with somebody with so much of privacy on matters which are available to the entire world? परंतु यदि नहीं जाता हूं तो तुम्हारा काम बिगड़ता है. आज यह बड़ा असमंजस आ पड़ा है. He says, now I have a problem. I have a very, very big challenge. If I don't come with you, you're not going to succeed. And I'm not allowed to come with you because I have been observing this great vrat where I don't enter any city or any gaon. यह सुनकर राजा कोमल वाणी से बोला. So there are many ways in which to convince people, and one of them is to try to be excessively sweet to them. So when somebody is being overly sweet with you, you need to ask yourself why. Because nothing comes for free in this world. And sometimes the best knowledge is just given to us in a very, very straightforward manner without any frills and fancies. So what is the need to be overly sweet? Politeness is good, but overly sweet? Let's be careful. Let's think again. Hey Nath, वेदों में ऐसी नीति कही है कि बड़े लोग छोटों पर स्नेह करती है. पर्वत अपने सिरों पर सदा तृण को धारण किए रहते हैं. आगाध समुद्र अपने मस्तक पर फेन को धारण करता है और धरती अपने सिर पर सदा धूलो धारण किए रहती है. So he says, listen, he's talking to the Muni and he says, see, I think that you should really consider helping me, because all great things in this world, they do not ignore the humble and the meek and the less powerful. And he starts to now quote examples. He says, see, even the mountain allows grass to grow on it. The ocean allows foam to float on it. Our dharti sir par, the earth allows dust to be on it. So he's using a simile to say, well, you are like the mountain and I'm like the grass, and you must allow the grass on the mountain. I am like the foam and you are like the great ocean. Allow the foam to float on the ocean. I am like the dust and you are like the great earth. Allow the dust to exist on this earth. So he's using these words to try and convince this Brahmin to come to the city and make sure that the great plan unfolds. We are going to stop here with the actual text, but I'm going to add a few comments which I hope you will find relevant to what we have read today. I already mentioned that we shouldn't try to control others, but pleasing Brahmins is a good thing. It is not a bad thing because of the context of this verse. But what kind of Brahmins you please? First of all, we need to understand who is a Brahmin. A Brahmin is a really pious person that is doing his best to serve society without trying to accumulate wealth or demand wealth. Such a person, if you try to please him, you will soon realize that you will not be able to please such a Brahmin by giving him any kind of personal pleasures. A true Brahmin is pleased when you continue the work that he is doing, when you expand the work that he is doing to benefit society. That is how you please true Brahmins. And that you must not neglect. And one of the things that true Brahmins do is to support and assist organizations, temples, etc., that are promoting and propagating Sanatana Dharma. That is your duty. You must serve those Brahmins and those organizations. Secondly, to avoid to fall into a trap like this king has fallen into, you need to study the scriptures. We cannot only rely on what people are saying to us. Yes, there are many good people putting out good information out there. But why is it that you are not studying the scriptures or doing a fair amount of reading? Perhaps you will not be able to read in Sanskrit or Hindi. Why can you not pick up books that are written by Swamijis and other learned beings? Read those books which gives you concise summaries of the scriptures. In that way, you will have your own background. When you are faced with a situation in life, you will simply not go and blindly follow what somebody is telling you. You will also have some background knowledge and understand what is required of you and what is not required of you. Yes, we should listen to what others are saying, and we can now process that information. I also want to say that we should, besides being guided by a guru or a teacher who is not part of our family, what about ensuring that within our families, there are always senior people who are well read and able to guide us? Now, if that kind of person is absent in your family, then I am challenging you or advising you to take up that role. You start reading so you can guide other family members. You start attending satsangs and discourses and kathas more often so that you can hear what the truth is. Today we listen to Bhagavad Gita and Guruji Lokesh Maharaj, Pandit Lokesh Maharaj explained to us about the truth. But truth is meant to be sought. We need to seek out the truth. We need to experience the truth and ensure that it is passed on to the next generation. In this way, neither you nor any of your family members will be led astray. Jai Shri Ram. कथा विसर्जन होता है सुनो वीर हनुमान आसन को प्रभु जाइए सिया सखा सहित भगवान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम।
मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। तेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। पतवार के बिना ही मेरी नाव चल रही है। पतवार के बिना ही मेरी नाव चल रही है। हैरान है ज़माना मंजिल भी मिल रही है। हैरान है ज़माना मंजिल भी मिल रही है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। तुम साथ हो जो मेरे किस चीज की कमी है। तुम साथ हो जो मेरे किस चीज की कमी है। किसी और चीज की अब दरकार ही नहीं है। किसी और चीज की अब दरकार ही नहीं है। तेरे साथ से गुलाम अब गुलफाम हो रहा है। तेरे साथ से गुलाम अब गुलफाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मैं तो नहीं हूँ काबिल, तेरा प्यार कैसे पाऊँ। मैं तो नहीं हूँ काबिल, तेरा प्यार कैसे पाऊँ। टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊँ। टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊँ। तेरी प्रेरणा से ही सब ये कमाल हो रहा है। तेरी प्रेरणा से ही सब ये कमाल हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरे श्याम की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गिरिधर धारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। 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 यमुना तीर बनचारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गिरिधर धारी, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, 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 जय गिरिधर धारी, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की, आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की, आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की, आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की, गले में बैजंती माला, बजावे मुरली मधुर बाला, श्रवण में कुंडल जलकाला, नंद के आनंद नंद लाला, गगन समयंग कांतिकारी, राजिका चमक रही यारी, लखन में टाणे बन मारी, भ्रमर सी अलग कस्तूरी तिलक, चंद्र सी झलक ललित छवि श्यामा प्यारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
कनकमय मोर मुकुट बिलसे, देवता दर्शन को तरसे, गगन सो सुमन राशि बरसे, बजे मूर्छंग मधुर मृदंग, ग्वालिन संग अतुल रति गोप कुमारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
जहाँ ते प्रगति भई गंगा, कलुष कलिहारण जी गंगा, स्मरण ते होत मोह भंगा, बसी शिव शिष जटा के बीच, हरय अगतिच चरण छवि श्री बनवारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
चमकती उज्ज्वल चतरेणु, वज्रही वृंदावन वेणु, चौदिशी गोपी ग्वाल धेनु, हसत मृदु मंद चांदनी चंद, कटत भव फंद तेर सुन दीन दुखारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
ॐ कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुत्वध्वजा मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाये तनो हरि। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्धसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमस्यो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ अपराधः सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्मिशम्य दास्योऽयमिति मामत्व क्षमस्व परमेश्वर ॐ आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजा चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर ॐ अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्षस्व त्वं परमेश्वर ओम बोलो गणेश भगवान की जय। ओम सीताराम की जय। ओम लक्ष्मण जी की जय। ओम पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। ओम राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। ओम शिव शंकर पार्वती माता की जय। ओम दुर्गा काली सरस्वती लक्ष्मी माता की जय। ओम सब पितृदेव की जय। ओम सनातन धर्म की जय। ओम श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। ओम राधा माधव की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। जय सिया राम।